And a happy day, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Burgess with Maximizing Results back with you. And back to Think and Grow Rich, the chapter on desire, part 3. Now, yeah, I'd rather go through the part 3. We might even have a part 4. Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, if you'll focus for the 15 to 20 minutes that we're doing these videos for you, just 15 to 20 minutes at a time, and really focus on it, and then do it repetitively, you'll really grasp what Napoleon Hill is working to teach us. It'll be so much better for you. There's no question about it. So in the very beginning, in the very beginning of the chapter, we talked about, Barnes and how he may have resembled a tramp, but his thoughts were those of a king. And then he became the business associate of the great inventor. And then we talked about the 6 definite practical steps for the accumulation of anything. For the accomplishment of any goal, anywhere, anyhow, anyway. You put it through those 6 steps. You put it through that 6-step process, and it will come to fruition. It will come to reality. Step 1, what do you want? Napoleon says how much, and name exactly the amount. And you can do this for anything. It doesn't matter. What do you want? Step 2, what are you giving in return? Step 3, what's the time limit? Step 4, create a definite plan and begin at once, whether you're ready or not. Step 5, write this all out in a clear, concise statement. And then step 6, read this statement aloud, out loud, once before you go to bed and as soon as you wake up. And I'll ask you, go ahead and read this statement several times throughout the day. Have it in front of you all the time. Clear, concise statement, what I want. Clear, concise, dates, everything's here. It's all here. What am I giving in return for it? All of it. Keep it close to you at all times. It should be. That way your mind stays on it. Now, that doesn't mean I focus. That's all I do is I'm going to focus on that. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to look at that piece of paper. That's all I'm going to do. No. What it means is if you get knocked off track, which we all do, this little piece of paper helps you get back on track in the direction of your goals. That's all it means. So keep the piece of paper to you, right? So we've gone through that. And remember, what he said following those 6 steps about how we don't have to be ridiculous or credulous, and we don't have to have a great amount of education. The steps call for no hard labor, no sacrifice. So why can't anyone do them? Well, anyone can do them. It's just a matter of if we will do them. See, will you follow those 6 basic instructions? There's just 6 instructions. It's not hard. And now you know it, but will you do it? And you have the basic working principles of the human mind. Thoughts in the conscious mind create feelings in the subconscious, produces actions out of the body, gives us a result. Simple. Thoughts, feelings, actions, results. Simple. So with this process, what we're doing is we are in control of the feeling instead of allowing that feeling to be controlled by some outside source. And remember, he says you may as well know right now that you can never have riches in great quantities unless you can work yourselves into this white heat of desire. So it can't be just an ordinary wish. Oh, gosh, I'd like to have riches, maybe, whatever. No, it's not going to work out real well for you if riches is what you are truly seeking. Now, riches, once again, 6 areas of life: spiritual, social, mental, physical, family, and financial. Not just money. All areas of life. And he continues it, he says, you may as well know also that every great leader from the dawn of civilization down to the present was a dreamer. And that's absolutely true. All of us were dreamers. Every great leader from the dawn of civilization down to the present was a dreamer. Napoleon says this, he says, Christianity is the greatest potential power in the world today because its founder was an intense dreamer who had the vision and imagination to see realities in their mental and spiritual form before they had been transmuted into their physical reality. He says, if you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank balance. If they're not in your imagination, you can forget about it. If you can't see riches here, you'll never hold it here. It doesn't matter, once again, doesn't matter what kind of riches we're talking about. He says, never in the history of America has there been so great an opportunity for practical dreamers as now exists. This was 1937. You telling me the same thing isn't true today? The same thing is very true today. He talks about the 6-year economic collapse and the Great Depression. What did we just go through? What are we still going through? The opportunities are abundant. They're everywhere. He says a new race is about to be run. The stakes represent huge fortunes which will be accumulated within the next 10 years. He wrote this in 37. You're telling me it's not happening right now? Whew. The rules of the race have changed because we now live in a changed world. We now live in a changed world that definitely favors the masses, those who had built little or no opportunities to win under the conditions existing during the Depression, when fear paralyzed growth and development. Fear has paralyzed growth and development for the last couple of years. Just pay attention. He wrote this in 37. It's just as true today. No question about it. Wow. He says, we who are in this race for riches should be encouraged to know that this changed world in which we live is demanding new ideas, new ways of doing things, new leaders, new inventions, new methods of teaching, new methods of marketing, new books, new literature, new features for the radio, new ideas for the pictures, moving pictures, the movies, right? Back of all this demand for new and better things, there is one quality which one must possess to win. One quality, and that is definiteness of purpose. The knowledge of knowing what one wants, and the desire to get it, the desire to possess it. He talks about how the business depression marked the death of one age and the birth of another. You're telling me we didn't just go through that? This changed world requires practical dreamers who can and will put their dreams into action. Who can and will. Are you one of those practical dreamers? You're sitting on the sidelines of life, man, just kind of hanging out. My first mentor taught me, if you're a hang-arounder, you'll soon become a has-been. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all when he told me that, because I know what he was saying. He says the practical dreamers have always been and always will be the pattern makers of civilization. We who desire to accumulate riches should remember the real leaders of the world always have been men who harnessed, men and women, who harnessed and put into practical use the intangible, unseen forces of unborn opportunity, and have converted those forces or impulses of thought into skyscrapers, cities, factories, airplanes, automobiles, and every form of convenience that makes life more pleasant. So you think about every form of convenience that makes your life more pleasant right now. It happened because of a dreamer. The airplane, the automobile, clean water, fill in the blank, it doesn't matter. Your smartphone, this little gadget you might be watching this on, air conditioning. These are all things from a dreamer. Somebody who was willing to dream and put their dreams into action. Napoleon continues, he says, tolerance and an open mind are practical necessities of the dreamer today. Still today. Those who are afraid of new ideas are doomed before they start. Never has there been a time more favorable to pioneers than the present. Are you telling me that's not true? That is just as true today as it was in 1937 when this man put a pen to paper. He says, true, there is no wild and woolly west to be conquered, as in the days of the covered wagon, but there is a vast business, financial, and industrial world to be remolded and redirected along new and better lines. In planning to acquire your share of the riches, let no one influence you to scorn the dreamer. To win the big stakes in this changed world, you must catch the spirit of the great pioneers of the past. Do you have that spirit? It's in there. You willing to express it and let it out? Whose dreams have given to civilization all that it has of value. So Columbus, this guy, he dreamed of an unknown world. He staked his life on it. Napoleon says, in planning to acquire your share of the riches, let no one influence you to scorn the dreamer. To win the big stakes in this changed world, you must catch the spirit of the great pioneers of the past, whose dreams have given to civilization all that it has of value. The spirit which serves as the lifeblood of our own country, your opportunity and mine to develop and market our talents. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just as true today as it was in 1937. What a great time to do just that in this world. Think about this guy named Columbus, right? He dreamed of a world. He staked his life on it. Napoleon says, if the thing you wish to do is right and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Put your dream across and never mind what they say if you meet with temporary defeat. That's all it is, by the way, temporary defeat. For they perhaps do not know that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. The seed of an equivalent success. So you and I have to plant the seed, water the seed, nurture the seed, take care of the seed, because if we don't do that, the seed can't grow. Talks about Henry Ford, poor and uneducated. He dreamed of a horseless carriage. He went to work with what tools he possessed without waiting for opportunity to favor him. There it is right there. Ladies and gentlemen, a guy named Henry Ford, Ford Motor Company, the big fall, their cars are all over the world. You know who I'm talking about. Poor and uneducated, dreamed of a horseless carriage, went to work with what tools he possessed without waiting for opportunity to favor him. He didn't sit around and wait for things to be perfectly right before he took intelligent action. And now evidence of his dream belts the entire earth. He has put more wheels into operation than any man who ever lived, because he was not afraid to back his dreams. You have dreams. Are you afraid to back them? You willing to take the risk to go after them? And if not, why not? Thomas Edison, we talked about this guy. He dreamed of a lamp that could be operated by electricity. He wanted to light the world, illuminate the world. Have you walked into your house lately and flipped the switch and the light came on? Well, that's evidence alone right there that this man's dream was practical. Napoleon says practical dreamers do not quit. Practical dreamers do not quit. Pretty simple. Lincoln dreamed of, Abraham Lincoln. Some of you may not even know who he is, and that's okay. Most of you do. But he dreamed of freedom. And at a time in our country, he dreamed of freedom for the black slaves, word for word. Lincoln dreamed of freedom for the black slaves, put his dream into action, and barely missed living to see a united North and South translate that dream into a reality. I know people say there's still issues, and I get that. I'm not trying to bring that card up. We don't even need to bring the discussion up. But think of what the man did with the dream, with just one thought, with one idea, and willing to put the dream across and not giving three shits about what they might say. He did it anyway. Cost the man his life. But it was the right thing to do. The Wright Brothers. They dreamed of a machine that would fly through the air. Their own father told them they'd burn in hell if they didn't put away this crazy idea. And then everybody said, oh my God, they'll never get that machine off the ground. It'll never fly. It'll never get off the ground. And then they got it off the ground. That's only, 14 seconds, 17 seconds, whatever the heck it was. And then all the naysayers went, yeah, well, it was only up 14 seconds. How many people do you have in your life trying to pull you backwards away from your dream? Give me a break here, man. Napoleon says, now one may see evidence all over the world that they dreamed soundly. And I think the Wright brothers dreamed very, very soundly. I think they did that one right. What about this Marconi guy? Marconi. You may not know the name. I didn't know the name. I don't know the guy. Don't really care. Well, wait a minute. Maybe we should care, because Marconi is the guy that discovered that you and I could communicate through the air without the aid of wires. Marconi dreamed of a system for harnessing the intangible forces of the ether. That's energy. Okay? He says evidence that he did not dream in vain may be found in every wireless and radio in the world. Right now we're wireless. I don't have any wires connecting my computer up to you. You don't have any wires probably connecting your stuff to anything. It's happening. How's that happen? Well, see, Marconi, he had such good friends. They were so supportive for him. You familiar with what they did? Moreover, Marconi's dream brought the humblest cabin and the most stately manor house side by side. The whole world is small because of what this guy did. Right? It may interest you to know that Marconi's friends, his buddies, the ones that supported him so well, had him taken into custody and examined in a psychopathic hospital when he announced that he had discovered a principle through which he could send messages through the air without the aid of wires or other direct physical means of communication. The dreamers of today fare better. We fare a little bit better. You're allowed to dream today. Your friends might think you're whacked, but my advice is do it anyway. The world has become accustomed to new discoveries. Nay, it has shown a willingness to reward the dreamer who gives the world a new idea. Apple, Google, Amazon, FedEx, DHL. These were all at one time. These were all new ideas. Just an idea in somebody's mind. The greatest achievement was at first and for a time but a dream. That's all it was. Napoleon says, the oak sleeps in the acorn. The bird awaits in the egg, and the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of reality, ladies and gentlemen. Your dream is the seedling of reality. But will we nurture the seed? Will we take care of the seed? Or will we toss the seed aside like, I don't know how I could do that? See, your dreams are the seedlings of your reality. Don't throw them away. Get them out of the closet. When you write your 6 steps, dream a little bit. I'm not saying to think that you can go from where you are now, and maybe it's not the best financial situation on the planet, to $12 million in an hour. That's a little bit unreasonable, and I don't like to use the word reason. You can earn $12 million in an hour, but you have to accumulate the skills and build the business and things like that to actually do it. In other words, you have to serve somebody to bring that kind of income in. But dream. When you write down your 6 steps, dream a little bit. Get your dreams out of the closet and use them, because those dreams are the seedlings of reality. He says, awake, arise, and assert yourself, you dreamers of the world. Your star is now in the ascendancy. The world depression brought the opportunity you have been waiting for. It taught humility, tolerance, and open-mindedness. Well, I'm not sure our recent events have caused open-mindedness, but it sure has brought opportunity. If we are open-minded. It says the world is filled with abundance of opportunity with which the dreamers of the past never knew. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just as true right now today as it was in 1937. So do yourself a favor. Get a paper out. Get a pencil out. Step 1, how much? Or whatever it may be. Step 2, what are you giving in return? Step 3, what's the date? Step 4, create a definite plan and begin at once whether you're ready or not. Step 5, write it all out in a nice, clear, concise statement. And step 6, read that out loud. Keep it close to you all the time. All the time. And you can absolutely alter the direction you're going. Now, will it happen as quickly as you walk into a room and flip the switch over here? Just go over and flip a switch. Will it happen that fast? I guess it can. Certainly won't say that it can't. But that's up to you. That's not up to me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please hit the subscribe button. Hit that button for me. Do me a favor, hit notifications as well. We still have at least one more segment to go in this chapter alone, where Napoleon Hill is going to lay the groundwork and help us really be ready for the next chapter. So please don't miss that. Hit the notification button. Share this video with your friends. People need this message. They need to keep their mind right so they can accomplish whatever they want in this game we call life. This message will help them. And if you'll share it with them, and do that repetitively. Don't just share it once. Share this one, share it tomorrow, share yesterday. Share them all with them. And hit the like, hit the notification, leave us a comment. We greatly appreciate that. And as always, I want to say thank you to Joe. Everybody say thank you to Joe. If it weren't for Joe, we probably wouldn't be here right now. So if you're enjoying this at all, say thank you to Joe. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, our strongest desire is for this day to be the greatest day you have ever experienced in this game we call life. Yesterday doesn't matter. It's already gone. Can't do a thing about it. Tomorrow isn't here, so that doesn't matter. Can't do anything about it other than plan for it and prepare yourself to receive the good you desire from it. But right now, this day matters. So decide that this is the best day you've ever experienced in this game we call life and allow it to be that. Tonight, when you put your head on a pillow, please do so with a mind full of peace. Remember, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. And may God bless each and every one of you. Have a great day.